Hey, what's up, folks? This is your favorite sorcerer, Aurelius Sopax, with a new video. And in this video, excuse the sounds from outside. I hope you can't hear the cars passing by my office. But anyways, I want to talk about a new spirit today, a new demon from the Goetia, and that one is number 55, Orobas. Orobas. I don't know if you ever heard of that guy, but I actually did a ritual with him today, just a couple hours ago, maybe 90 minutes or something. And yeah, I want to go into the powers of that spirit, how to work with it, and how we can potentially benefit from that. So, Orobas in the Lesser Key of Solomon, in the Goetia, is number 55 out of 72 demons in total. Like I explained in the last video that I did, in order to powerfully, fully call one of those demons into this world, you need to know the name and the incantation for the corresponding angel, right? So when we look at the tree of life, that's inside of the Kabbalah, there's also a tree of death, or the Qliphoth, right? And each of the spheres on the tree of life has an angel connected to it, just like each of the spheres on the Qliphoth has a demon connected to it. Okay. By the way, that actually leads into a deeper concept, which is the following thing. You know, Kabbalists believe, and not just Kabbalists. Actually, this is it's a well-known occult fact that every individual in the physical is represented by an angel in the heavens. You could also say that's a thought form or an egregore. Excuse the sound, sorry. A thought form or an egregore that exists on the other side for that individual, representing that individual. And that is actually true. It's actually more than that, because we also got egregores and thought forms connected to the groups. Let's say your family, for instance, has an egregore connected to it. Every nation has one, every city, every group, every individual as well. But the Kabbalists call that angels. Every person has an angel connected to them on the other side, right? And they also believe, which is also true, that when you kill the angel on the other side, it will destroy the physical manifestation of that. So if you're destroying something astrally, the physical will also be gone very soon. Right? Now, it's up to you what you do with this knowledge, and then what you apply it to. But that is a very, very true and real thing. Okay, so be careful to just throw away traditions, because traditions have a value, not just in the sense that they're proven and tested ways to do certain things. No, a tradition is literally a physical expression of a thought form on the other side. When you stop feeding that, when you stop worshiping that, when you stop venerating that, you will destroy your own existence to an extent. Please be aware of that. That's why I always tell people you need to work with your ancestors. You need to work with the ancestors. This is a concept that, thankfully is very, very strong in the ATRs, right? But in many other traditions as well. But a lot of people in the modern Western world, they don't even have a religious background anymore. They don't even have and even less so a family lineage that they work with on a regular basis, that they venerate, that they give offerings to. This is extremely important to you, not just for them. You're actually doing it for yourself indirectly, right? So, back to the topic. Tree of Life, Qliphoth, corresponding angel and demon. The corresponding angel of Orobas is Nanael. All right, so you will I could tell you, but I want you to do some research yourself. You could, you want to research the incantation necessary to invoke Nana El, right? So the first step of the ritual, as usual, is going to be an invocation of divinity, somewhere or another. Okay. This is aimed at elevating your consciousness to be more aware of your other bodies, in the best sense of the word. Okay, so it all depends. I mean, the terminology that I'm using depends on how far you have come in your occult development. If you have come, a little bit further in your occult development, you will develop an awareness of your other bodies. That is not always super strong, but if you want, you can expand your awareness into those other bodies, and that is what we mean when we're saying we expand our consciousness, right? So the awareness of your physical body is diminished, and at the same time, the awareness of your other bodies, your astral body, your etheric body, your mental body, becomes stronger. By the way, your brain activity is not your mental body. Those are different things. Okay. So I'm just saying that because people might say, "Hey, I'm aware of my thoughts all the time. My mental body is completely clear to me." No, you just have undisciplined thoughts running through your brain. That is not your mental body. Okay, your mental body is something else. So the point is, you elevate your consciousness to become more aware of what's going on in the other bodies. Now, why do you want to do that? Because you now want to tune into another dimension, into those more subtle worlds where the spirit's actually going to come from. You see? Now, if I'm at the gym and I'm lifting weights, I want to be very, very aware of my physical body because I'm dealing with the physical world, correct? Right? It would be pretty weird to go bench pressing and trying to focus on my spiritual bodies because that might help me. Like, it's stupid, right? I'm training my physical body. So when you're doing a magical ritual and an evocation, you're bringing a spirit from another dimension into this, into the physical, or at least, in most rituals you will not bring it fully into the physical because that takes way too much time, way too much energy, and is not necessary for the accomplishment of the ritual. But you wanna manifest it at least into the etheric. That is enough. Okay? The etheric is very, very close to the physical, but not quite physical. Okay, but throughout your magical career, at least a couple of times, you should undertake the effort to manifest a demon physically. Okay? Just so you know what that's like, just so you know the experience, and just so you know that most of you guys will think you're so tough, you will piss your fucking pants and you will run. It's funny, man. See all these guys, my tattoos, right? No, that stuff. It's been a while since I got those tattoos, right? But I was getting that from some hardcore, bikers and gangs and gangsters. They were always freaking out. Like, what are you getting tattooed, man? That's crazy. What the fuck, right? So all of these tough guys, actually, a lot of them are like pussies when you bring them the real stuff, right? They start crying for Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Pussies. Anyways, I digress. So, what I'm saying is, in an evocation, you're bringing a spirit from a very subtle dimension into a more dense dimension. Now, in order to communicate with it, in order to perceive it, you need to become aware of your more subtle bodies. Okay, so that's why you transfer your consciousness over. Okay, so you're also going to feel the shift of the energy as you're saying the incantation for Nanaya, to invoke Nanaya. You're going to feel the energy shift because you're now aware of your spiritual bodies more. You're going to feel the shift of energy. You're going to It's an elevation. You're also going to see, I mean, if you have a little bit of clairvoyance, you're going to start seeing Nana overlapping your aura. You know? And at this point, you should now have the incense burning, because now you're going to call Orobas. Orobas. Now, let me say a couple words about Orobas, right? Now, in the Lesser Key of Solomon, he is described as a horse, taking on the form of a horse. To me, he appears as a dragon snake form. Okay? Dragon snake form. Now, the specific reason for that is irrelevant. However it appears to you, it's fine. You're gonna ask it to manifest in the triangle, and you're gonna have some incense burning, right? What kind of incense? It should be incense connected to Jupiter, because he is ruled by that planetary force. Okay, Jupiter rules over Orobas, or rather, that's the atmosphere that he feels comfortable with, right? By the way, the planet that they're ruled by, or planets that they resonate with, is to an extent dependent on their rank in the demonic hierarchy. And that's just a side note. So, Orobas, Jupiter. All right. So, get the timetable, right? What is the planetary hour today, or what are the planetary hours today? When is the hour of Jupiter? That's when you do a ritual. Good. Now, be very specific. In fact, I did a ritual earlier for the following thing. Orobas, I asked him to mind control somebody for me. Okay, so what do I mean by mind control? Orobas can do various things. You could just look that up easily on, can teach things. But what he's very good at is also mind control. And mind control, they don't state mind control in the grimoire, but they speak of making friends. So he's able to put you into a favorable position with specifically higher ups, if that makes sense. Okay. So there was somebody that I wanted to influence, and I have done that now. And I can't tell you specifics, of course, but I asked Orobas to get that person completely under my control, and I was very specific about how I want to be perceived, and I want that person to really, really help me in a lot of ways. I mean, that person obviously has a certain value to me, because they can help me, monetarily and in a business context. So I asked Orobas to mind control that person for me. And exactly what I wanted. Also, when you make a request, be clear to rule out any negative, unwanted side effects. It's very important. Don't forget that. Please don't forget that. There is a possibility of slingshot effects or negative repercussions, but that's not necessarily the fault of the demon. That's your fault in not clearly and unmistakably not clearly enough stating your desire and what you not want to have happen. So rule out the things that you don't want to have happen. Okay. Very important. And then you will get your answer. Okay. Sometimes through the environment, through knocking on a door, walls, light flickering. Depends on what is around you. Obviously, things could move around, right, as confirmation for him accepting your request. And then send him into the world. Send him out and ask him to do what you asked him to do. And he will go about doing that. I have worked with Orobas in the past, and I can't remember a single time where it didn't work, where it didn't help me. With all of these spiritual works. You would do well to then open the communications line with whoever you wanted to influence. You see, let's say you did a love spell on someone, you would do well in just opening the communication line. I know that's not always possible. I'm just describing the ideal here, right? So if you can, if that's in any way, shape, or form possible, open the communication lines with that individual. And you will see that things will be different. They will be different right away after the ritual. Like I described in the last video, how you feel about the situation, about the person, and that whole thing is a very, very good indicator of what's going on. You see. So, in regards to that individual that I just mentioned earlier, I felt a little bit. I was a little bit pissed off, to be honest with you, because that guy was a little bit arrogant to me, treated me from as below him, which, I mean, monetarily, technically he is above me. That's true. You know, also experience-wise, and you know, his contacts, his network is at a completely different level than mine. Right? So maybe he wasn't even justified in talking to that. He wasn't rude or anything, but you could see it in the sub-communication. He was a little bit like, whatever, blah, 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 right? No, I didn't like that because I'm very good at reading that. So, I had a communication with him just like a couple minutes ago, and it's already completely shifted. And it's going to continue to be that way, and Orobas is going to make it happen exactly the way I asked him to. And that guy, for lack of a better word, is now my bitch. No homo, right? But that's how it's supposed to be, right? Why else would we use this stuff? Okay, so Orobas is a great ally if you want to control people. Of course, ethically, hopefully, I mean, what you do with that, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to describe to you the possibilities. The ethics are your thing, okay? But I always recommend, from personal experience, try to be ethical. Don't just destroy people for fun, okay? Be ethical. And, yeah, so I have literally not used them for anything else but, you know, controlling the minds of other people, not just controlling, also their actions, of course. And these things, of course, are connected, right? And specifically when it comes to people higher up than you, right? People higher up, you want to get them to, you know, do what you want, to benefit from it, monetarily or however you want. Good. So that is my take on Orobas. Orobas. And Orobas would be something else, or someone else. Orobas. And yeah, I hope you got something out of this. If you want another video on a different spirit, please let me know. And maybe it's, what I get from people often is that they want to hear specific experiences and phenomena, which I try to avoid actually talking about that because it just distracts from the technique and the technology. But I can tell you, you know, like, it might be good to take a photo of that person into the ritual. You know, maybe you got their birthday or even a handwritten note. And today I held up a photo of that guy, and Orobas reached in to the picture, grabbed the astral body of that guy, and when I asked him to leave and do what I asked him to do, he just dragged him with him. And yeah, that is obviously an indication of him influencing my target. Right? So you will experience all kinds of phenomena. Right? Sometimes physical. More than that, you will experience them astrally in your more subtle bodies. Once again, that depends on how dense you make the spirit, right? But bro, if you really want to physically manifest the spirit, it's gonna take you at least, bro, I don't know, 6-7 hours of incantation, incense, and who the fuck has time for that? And you can manifest things without that, right? Good. So that's my take on Orobas. I hope you got something out of this video. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to know more about other spirits and about how to call them and what they're good for. And peace. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.